Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing the 2015 NHL playoffs right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. We're covering the Calgary and Vancouver series. We just got finished analyzing the series odds. Joe Duffy made a lot of interesting points about how he likes Vancouver, but maybe not as a bet before the series starts. Right now, we're going to take a look at Game 1. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Well, thank you for having me, Mr. Loshak.
All right, Joel, you made some great points that, you think Vancouver probably has the edge in this series, but they might lose the first game or might be vulnerable to losses at certain points in the series. Well, Game 1 is in Vancouver, of course. Pretty decent-sized underdog line, actually, for Calgary. Right now, plus 131 at Pinnacle. Vancouver's minus 145 on the other side. The total is 5, juiced to the over at minus 121. Do you think that Calgary, even though you like Vancouver in this series, might be the play in Game 1 at plus 131?
I did go out on a limb a little bit and say they will probably steal one of the first two games. Really, I think the best play here is probably going to be on the over. Although teams tend to play a lot more tighter on defense in the playoffs, I think really here with maybe some question marks about the goaltending. Ryan Miller, we know he's a heck of a goalie, but he's a little bit rusty. He's coming off an injury. And Jonas Hillary, look, we've seen him have some bad playoff games. He can be erratic. So I really think the strategy for both teams is going to be to test the goaltender and try to open it up a little bit early. And I can see some weak goals, no matter how good a goaltender is, when you're a little bit rusty, you have a tendency to give up a weak goal, and I really think that both team strategy is going to be to test the goaltender. So I think probably the best play here is the over.
All right, I can certainly see that. I think most people at first glance would see that, would say that goaltending is a strength of both teams. But you think that in Game 1 with a low total, that might be a little bit of an illusion.
Well, they're going to have to convince me a little bit more that Calgary is super strong in goal. And, remember that, of course, Mark Giordano is hurt. He's one of the top defensemen out there. And the kid Burrows, he reminds me a little bit like Claude Lemieux, where he was a physical player, and he seems to play his absolute best in the playoffs, getting key goals. So, with a low total, and most totals in the playoffs, of course, are going to be pretty low. All you need is a fluke goal or two, and that can put the game over the total. So, there's no question that Vancouver is very strong in goal, but again, you're going with a goaltender that might not be quite as sharp in Game 1, and I do think that this will be a fairly high-scoring game, high enough to go over the total.
Joe Duffy leading over 5, minus 121 in Game 1, Calgary, Vancouver. Joe Duffy, if someone wants to sign up with OffshoreInsiders.com and take advantage of all this great experience that you have, tell us how they do that. What's OffshoreInsiders.com all about?
We'll be doing some NHL playoffs, but most importantly, a long, great baseball season ahead of us. I was peeking over. I snuck out my first underdog today. It's been a great year. We actually have more underdog winners than we have total losers in baseball this year as we file this report. Been a great baseball season. NBA playoffs are coming up. Visit the site. Email me. I'll explain you why. We are the industry standard. Joe Duffy's picks at OffshoreInsiders.com.